Hello, my name is Jeff Hajek, and I am the founder of Valaction Continuous Improvement. The video you're about to watch comes from Valaction's Lean Overview DVD and is available for purchase at www.valaction.com. This DVD is part of the Lean Overview module of our Lean training system. This collection of materials takes an a la carte approach to continuous improvement education. Whether you're trying to learn more yourself or teach a team, you'll find just the components you need. Now enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. So the first question is, what is Lean? And in the big picture, it's really this relentless attack on waste. It's a way of going after waste continuously and relentlessly to be able to free up resources to create more customer value. But I don't always like to think of it just like that. So when I think of Lean, I like to put it into a different context. So don't call it Lean. Let's call it something like doing more with less effort. Or we could call it problem solving to meet a specific goal. We could even call it continuous improvement, which is a very broad brushstroke of all the different improvement philosophies. Lean, Six Sigma, just in time, theory of constraints, all the different mentalities and methodologies really have the same focus. And that is applying common sense to your workplace. So everything we talk about in Lean is going to be something related to a commonsensical approach that you'll be able to see somewhere else in the real world. So I like to think back and say, where did Lean start? If you understand the origins, it's a little easier to understand why it came to be and what it means to you in your workplace. So most people look at Lean and they think back to Toyota production system, and they'll think back to the 1950s after the Second World War, and Toyota had to come up with a good way to produce in a small fragmented market. But if you look back further than that, you might think maybe the beginnings of Toyota's production system came from Ford. And Ford was doing the moving assembly line in 1908, and some people look back to that and say Ford was the inspiration for Toyota's production system. But I go back a little further, and I say the first actual evidence I've ever found of lean production is the flint scraper. And when you think about it, what it really is, it's a way of taking a process that had a problem that somebody recognized, and they modified something, they modified the way they did business to make the process smoother and more effective. So I look at this as Lean is just a long journey way back from the caveman times when they were modifying small tools to do a job. It's gotten much more sophisticated since then, and much more refined and much more documented, but the same basic principles are there. You want to be able to get more out with less effort and produce more value. So if you're a caveman chief and you want to try and get more food for your team, or for your tribe, or more clothing, you want a way to do it more effectively. And that's where it started. So the first lean production managers were caveman tribe leaders. And of course, when you have something that works in the production world, it goes right into the office, and that's what's happened in lean in the real world today. Same thing happened thousands of years ago as people started to record stuff on the walls. So there's this idea that lean is something new, but really all the underlying philosophies of lean go way back in time. And what it comes down to, when I talk about the underlying philosophy, really this big mindset. And it's this idea that you're going to get better all the time, and this belief that things will always be moving forward. And now what this comes down to is that you have to have that underlying belief, but not just in a few people. It has to be everybody in the organization has to believe that not only are things going to get better, but also that that's part of their job. So everybody believes they have you have to have that participation in a culture. You can't have managers just dictate what the culture is going to be. People have to believe it, or it's not going to be ingrained throughout the whole organization. So with that in mind, what we're really talking about, to build a culture, you need to have people feel like there's something in it for them. They have to be comfortable with it. And that's what we're going to talk about a lot today, is how do you get people to believe that lean is something that's going to help them, that's something that's not foreign to them, that's not something that's just for the managers and just for the company. The video you just watched came from the Lean Overview DVD from our Lean training system. You can purchase it at the link on the screen. You can also register for free at www.valaction.com to download several forms you can use to improve your operation. These include a policy deployment matrix, standard work forms, and a variety of Kaizen tools. Again, thanks for watching, and best wishes on your Lean journey.